Hello everyone, so it's 22nd of October and today it was Ashtami. So I did the puja part, I went to Mandir, all those extra things in my life. And from now onwards, it's like 30 days uh, more to catch. Earlier I was thinking that I should uh, try applying for job, try studying different things. Because if that does not happen, then what would be I doing? Then I remembered that okay, why I have taken this uh, paper, why I'm going to take this paper. It is because I want to gain confidence that okay, I can clear this paper. It's not that tough. It is like in backup. It is not the first plan that I am going to do, but if my backup is strong, then it makes it easier for me to take this. So what I planning to do now? Like uh, I would give cat some probably give GMAT also the same year. Uh, this would make sure that I don't have to study one more year while I'm working somewhere else and not enjoying things because I'm not committed to either of the things. Like I'm not good in work and I am also not dedicating enough time for competition or competitive exams like this CAT GMAT. So for me, I think the mental focus and the mental ability decreases as you age more. Like it becomes harder for people to study for longer hours as they grow older. It could be there could be exceptions, but I think mostly this is what I have felt. And through my own journey, like when I was in my 10th or 12th, I think the amount of knowledge that I can gather and the amount of hard work that I could put while staying awake, while studying for long hours, and the amount of like study particularly that I used to do, it kept on decreasing gradually, and it was at its lowest when I just graduated from my college. Meaning that uh, in my first job, I was too much complacent to do anything, and I felt that learning curve has grown really. Okay, it has really bottomed out. Mostly it was because I was not enough motivated to study. I was not clear that whether I want to do remain in this field or not, or should I try something else. But now I realize that if you go in any field, be it non-tech, tech, or any field, it does not matter. You can succeed in any field. There are certain fields that require specialized skill, like you are going to become an artist or musician. There are certain patterns that you can follow, but there is an innate thing that comes from inside that okay, I want to become an artist, or there's this brain structure of certain people who becomes artists. Not everyone could become artist, and I think this could be really true for someone who is very calculative or who is good in maths or something like this, because for them that comes naturally to them. And in order to achieve anything in life, I think only if you are in the top 0.1% of any crowd or any sport or any profession that you have chosen for yourself, then only you can create an impact, at least for your family or for your loved ones. And if you want to create more impact than this, then you want to be in at least 0.001% of that specific crowd. And being in that requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, you can say, a lot of preparation, a lot of mental stability, and most important. consistency, and that too for a very long period of time. So I have realized through this preparation journey, and I have prepared for like JE for 3 years, I think, and then after that I am preparing for CAT with 1.5 years of gap post my college. So I haven't prepared for anything in between the college and all because I was not clear that why I want to do CAT. I gave 2 CAT attempts, but that was without any day of practice, without any studying at all. So because my motive, my why was not clear as to why I want to do it. Now I think in modern world, if you are getting a very nice MBA, that is, you are putting yourself into the top 0.1% of the crowd, then access to opportunity becomes easier for you because now you have one credibility uh, from certain institute, and that institute is backing you for certain amount of time, like for say 2 3 years in your initial journey. After that, your talent matters, but it's just like getting selected into the Indian team. If somebody is selected at the age of 20 in the Indian team, and somebody who has got the opportunity at 28, so for someone who has been a part of Indian cricket team from 18 or 20 years, he has more chance to become a legend like Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli or Steve Ballmer, for people like these. But if you are getting into the team at a later stage, the whole point of you creating impact, it reduces the chance reduces much more. There are exceptions to it, like Surya Kumar Yadav is one such exception who came at 28 in the team, and the amount of impact he has to his game is very difficult, like difficult to map with other players' skill set. But it's very few players, and there are still many people trying to get into the team, but it becomes harder for you. But consider the case of Ishan Kishan, Rishabh Pant, or uh, Shubman Gill. All these players, Harshdeep Singh, Bumrah, Virat Kohli, all these players they get chance very early in their life because they have proved their mettle early in their life. Like Yuvraj Singh was Yuvraj Singh because he was playing from the age of like 18 or 19 in the main cricket side. Sachin Tendulkar was Sachin Tendulkar because he played from 16 years. So I think that is very much important. And the time frame, no matter how much people say that age does not matter, I think it matters a lot because then you have mental barrier to certain tasks. It is not physically the thing like you cannot physically do things, but it's also a combination of social as well as your own realization that uh, I want this at this point in time or not. Let's suppose if I want to do an MBA at 35 years of age. It's not wrong to do an MBA at 35, but then the question at that point in my life would arise that I have a kid at 35 and I have a stable job. The job is not paying much me more because that's why I'm doing an MBA. But do I have the capacity to not get job for 2 years, study for 2 years with a peer of 20, 21 years of old who are very much related to me? I don't connect with them. And also, I have so much of uh, backing with the work that I do that it becomes harder for the institute as well to place me into some good uh, institution. And God forbid, if I want to change my career or switch my career, then it becomes equally hard at that point also. So there's no point doing an MBA, I think, after let's say 28 or 30. If you are doing it after 30, Maybe a executive MBA for 1 year or accelerated program is much more valuable to them rather than doing a complete 2 years of MBA. Also, I think uh, with the new skill sets coming in, the concept of hiring MBA is also reducing in the current market scenario. Like with the advent of new technologies or systems that were not prevalent earlier, course and curriculum are not teaching that stuff. It would be easier for companies to do so, and I think this is the way forward. Like people would not hire from certain institute and pay them certain packages. They would go into this model that okay, I would train you for 4 years. You have a bond for this many years, and then after that bond, you can go anywhere, but we would require service for this year. So this is beneficial for both the person who is getting an employment and the company that is getting cheap labor. And NBA, apart from the network that NBA provides, I think there's no much use to what they are teaching in the college or any much more career impact. Obviously, you get into a top B school, then you get the leverage of having a very great degree. And now every word you speak would come from certain credibility, and it is because of your education history or because you have proven that okay, you can work hard for like 1 year to crack an exam. And that just shows that your aptitude is good and you can think them. And when there are so many people who are applying and only few jobs are there, then it becomes easier for the recruiter to select your CV because if they are going to give any one person, then this is one criteria that makes anyone above uh, a certain threshold, and that is what people need in some point in time, like getting to a very good package initially. Um, it is necessary to do an MBA or get an undergrad from a good college like IITs. In my case, it is not that great. I am a pass out from university only, so that does not accounts much of a privilege for me. And neither I am from very good branch, so I am from biotech, so that does not count either into any professional course that we see. That has made things complicated because after graduating, I worked for a company and it was an IT sector. And now, if I want to do an MBA, I need to justify why I want to do an MBA and why I want to switch my job. Earlier, I got a tech job, I was liking it. Why I want to do it? I think that's clear because I want to get into that top percentile of people who get access to opportunity. So I want that access key with me, and it would open up a lot of opportunities for me, for sure. Obviously, the fee does not justify the value that they are providing. The fee is very expensive, and sometimes I feel that even if I get that opportunity, whether for the next 5 years I would be able to live a good life, it would be that normal life that everyone wants. So what is the point to do an MBA, get into stressful situation for like 1.5 years or half years, preparing for exam and then going for an interview schedule and all these things, uh, filling forms of thousand rupees, spending what you could have spent on your clothes, what time you could have spent for going out, partying, and exploring the world or uh, getting good at your niche. I think you tend to destroy that time. So an MBA is not for 2 years. I think it's mostly for most people it is for 4 years. Because 2 years you are preparing or 1 year you are preparing and then 2 years is of your MBA and half 2 years is MBA, and after that 2 years, the first half an year or like 1 year is basically honeymoon period for you. You are getting into company, understanding the rules, all these things. So, uh, and after you have passed those stages, I think your age becomes such that you feel that you have very less time left to do, and it becomes harder for people to take decision at that point. So, to give you an example, like if someone has done his MBA at 28, he would be studying since 25 or 26 for CAT. He completed his MBA at 28, or let's say he started his MBA at 28, then he would finish it on 38. He would get a decent paying job at the age of 30. In the first job itself, if it is not what he is liking, it would be very hard for him to switch to another role because now that MBA backing is not with him and he has worked post completing his MBA in certain type of role, and finding a new role would either come with a low compensation, so there's no point of doing an MBA then if you are earning less than what you used to earn earlier. And now I think because there's a loan amount on your head and you need to repay it, your risk appetite further reduces. So the stress level increases, and that's why I think post MBA, most people I think they are very serious in their occupation, not because they want something out of their career, it's because they want to pay their loans off, not they want to marry. They are taking further loans. They want to have car because they are entitled to certain luxuries in their offices and all those things. Their living expenses increases, so the saving rate further reduces. And after 35 years, a person who did his MBA at 28, so for him, I think initial 5 6 years become sort of a period where he is trying to accumulate something to take, at least something to show to his parents or colleagues or to his family that he has done something. I know that corporate world is too big and these small time frames does not make much difference. But I think people's energy also reduces. You cannot run for constant speed for a very long time. You need to take rest, and the more older you get, the rest becomes much more. So that's one thing that I feel. But nevertheless, if I want to do an MBA, it's better to do it earlier. It's better to give the exam earlier, even if I want to do it at later stage, like an executive MBA. It's better to give an exam earlier than I can study with a free mind that there's no such burden. Although there's a lot of burden now, I think it would be better if I had taken it when I was in college, but I didn't do that. I want to do it MBA. So it is fine at that thing. But currently, my situation is not what I imagined in my life. I don't want to be at this stage, but let's see. Hopefully, I'll get through this and would improve myself. So yeah, guys, that's all for today. I talked a lot. I hope that you would understand. And in future, if I see, I get to know that what my perspective was back time and whether it was right or not. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow.